Breaking bad habits and building good ones is a transformative process that requires self-awareness, intentionality, and consistent effort. Habits are the small, repeated actions that shape our lives, and they have a profound impact on our health, productivity, and overall well-being. While bad habits can hold us back and create negative patterns, good habits can propel us forward and help us achieve our goals. The key to making lasting change lies in understanding how habits work and using proven strategies to replace unhealthy behaviors with positive ones. By focusing on the science of habit formation, identifying triggers, and creating a supportive environment, you can break free from bad habits and build new ones that stick. The first step in breaking bad habits is to understand how they form. Habits are behaviors that become automatic through repetition. They are driven by a three-part loop: the cue, the routine, and the reward. The cue is the trigger that prompts the habit. The routine is the behavior itself. And the reward is the positive feeling or outcome that reinforces the habit. For example, if you have a habit of snacking on junk food when you're stressed, the cue might be feeling overwhelmed. The routine is eating the snack, and the reward is the temporary relief or pleasure you feel. To break a bad habit, you need to identify and disrupt this loop. This involves recognizing the cues that trigger the habit, finding alternative routines that provide a similar reward, and reinforcing the new behavior until it becomes automatic. One effective strategy for breaking bad habits is to replace them with healthier alternatives. Instead of trying to eliminate a habit entirely, which can feel overwhelming and unsustainable, focus on substituting it with a more positive behavior. For example, if you have a habit of scrolling through social media when you're bored, you could replace it with reading a book, going for a walk, or practicing hobby. The key is to choose a replacement behavior that satisfies the same underlying need or craving. By doing this, you can gradually rewire your brain to associate the cue with a new routine, making it easier to stick to the change over time. Another important aspect of breaking bad habits is identifying and addressing the root causes. Many habits are driven by underlying emotions, such as stress, boredom, or loneliness. If you can identify the emotional triggers behind your habits, you could develop healthier ways to cope with those feelings. For example, if you tend to overeat when you're stressed, you might explore stress management techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or exercise. By addressing the root cause of the habit, you can reduce its power over you and create a more sustainable path to change. Building good habits that stick requires a similar understanding of the habit loop, but with a focus on creating and reinforcing positive behaviors. The first step is to choose a habit that aligns with your goals and values. It's important to start small and set realistic expectations. Trying to overhaul your entire life overnight is a recipe for burnout and failure. Instead, focus on one habit at a time and break it down into manageable steps. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, start by committing to just 10 minutes a day. Once that becomes a consistent part of your routine, you can gradually increase the duration and intensity. One of the most effective ways to build good habits is to use cues and triggers to your advantage. Just as cues can prompt bad habits, they can also be used to reinforce positive ones. For example, if you want to develop a habit of drinking more water, you could place a water bottle on your desk or set a reminder on your phone. By linking the new habit to an existing cue, you make it easier to remember and integrate into your daily routine. Over time, the cue will automatically trigger the desired behavior, making the habit more automatic and effortless. Another powerful strategy for building good habits is to create a supportive environment. Your surroundings play a significant role in shaping your behavior, so it's important to set yourself up for success. This might involve removing temptations that trigger bad habits or adding visual reminders that encourage positive ones. For example, if you want to eat healthier, you could stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and keep unhealthy snacks out of sight. If you want to read more, you could place a book on your nightstand or carry one with you wherever you go. By designing your environment to support your goals, you make it easier to stick to your new habits. Consistency is key when it comes to building good habits. Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic, but this can vary depending on the complexity of the habit and the individual. The important thing is to stay committed and keep practicing even when it feels difficult. One way to stay consistent is to track your progress. This could involve keeping a habit tracker, journaling about your experiences, or using an app to monitor your efforts. Tracking your progress not only helps you stay accountable, but also provides a sense of accomplishment and motivation as you see your efforts paying off. Another important factor in building good habits is to focus on the process rather than the outcome. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see immediate results, but habits are about long-term change. Instead of fixating on the end goal, celebrate the small wins along the way. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, celebrate each time you complete a training run, even if it's just a short distance. By focusing on the process and acknowledging your progress, you'll stay motivated and build momentum over time. Accountability can also play a crucial role in building good habits. Sharing your goals with a friend, family member, or coach can provide you with the support and encouragement you need to stay on track. You might also consider joining a group or community of like-minded individuals who are working towards similar goals. Having a sense of accountability and connection can make the journey feel less isolating and more enjoyable. Finally, it's important to practice self-compassion as you work on breaking bad habits and building good ones. Change is hard, and setbacks are a natural part of the process. Instead of beating yourself up when you slip up, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Reflect on what went wrong, learn from the experience, and recommit to your goals. Remember that building habits is a journey, and every small step forward is a victory worth celebrating. In conclusion, breaking bad habits and building good ones is a powerful way to transform your life. By understanding the science of habit formation, identifying triggers, and creating a supportive environment, you can replace unhealthy behaviors with positive ones that stick. Start small, stay consistent, and focus on the process rather than the outcome. Use cues and accountability to reinforce your new habits, and practice self-compassion as you navigate the ups and downs of change. With patience, persistence, and intentionality, you can break free from bad habits and create a life filled with healthy, positive routines that support your goals and well-being.